The Marching Roundtable's appearance at Carolina Crown Spring Training was made possible by Fred J. Miller Incorporated, found at fjminc.com.
Hey everybody, this is Tim from the Marching Roundtable, and I can't believe I'm talking to such an important celebrity. I'm very excited. I just had lunch with Jeff Sacktig here, and how are you?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
They're doing great. So we are at Camp Spring Training, and we're in your room, and this is nice.
Yes.
What a setup. This is like a dorm room.
It's a dorm room, yes. I'm nice enough to have one by myself and not a partner.
Well, when you're this important,
please,
you get the perks. No, but it's awesome. And you're wearing your Ultimate Drill book.
Yeah.
Shirt. So shout out to those guys.
Josh and Luke, come on. Give me some credit here.
That's right. Yeah, I'm pointing it out. So
I taught you guys.
That's right. So this is you have a setup. So we're spring training. Obviously, you're riding the drill. Where are we in the process right now? It's June 5th. I don't even know what 4th. I don't even know what day it is.
June 4th.
Okay, so where are we in the process of putting the show together?
We're in the back end of the show. The last production we are kind of tweaking with some of the music. I'm kind of in the middle of kind of working through that process to get that kind of out there.
Starting to stage the ballad today, then.
We started to stage the ballad. And that's pretty much in its. There's a lot of choreography that needs to be put on. We did most of that. A good chunk of that today. We'll tie that up in the next 2 days, and then we'll get into the very last production.
So the way this starts is that you're basically getting them moving from spot to spot, and the choreography will be added. And
yes, yeah.
Okay.
It's more blocked out, the ballad. It's less traditional drill, as in 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 count set to here. Everyone knows exactly where they are. There's a lot of layering. There's a lot of sequential counts as they kind of go off, and there's less structure in terms of form, curvilinear. We do a lot of mass ideas, which again it will change as we kind of add the choreography in.
Okay, so in this day and age when people are doing this kind of thing and they're not just charting, move this form to here for a ballad. Oh no, Mike, I'm sorry.
We're good.
I don't know what keeps happening with it. That kept happening earlier. Oh! So my question would be, how much of it do you chart? Because people are out there now trying to figure out how to do this contemporary design, more movement, choreography between forms. How much of what I saw this morning do you chart? Do you actually chart like this spot, then the next spot, and then you just know they're going to flutter and ripple? And
I would say the best way to describe it is I block it out. I block out where things will end of sorts and how we would get there, and even not necessarily the shaping of something. Like there's a set that I know it's going to be over here, and we're going to reorchestrate that a little bit. We'll tweak how that actually looks when the choreography gets done. I try not to do too much, especially with this for what this ballad is and what we're trying to say. I don't want to be limiting to the choreographers, so I'll just kind of map it out, and then when they get in there and do what they have to do, I may have to go back and tweak where there should be, and also encourage them to, as they're kind of working through that, if it should be something else, then we can work together to kind of make it what it is. And it's like in its ballad, a ballad is one of those things where it needs to have a little bit more looseness to it, I think.
Absolutely. So you sort of put some placeholder forms almost.
Yep. I block out segments and I know where they're going to end. I'll know when the breath plays and where they end the big arrival. I'll know those moments, but sometimes in betweens of how we get there will be choreographed, and there'll be more freeness to it.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's also interesting to me that you're still riding drill here at Spring Training, and you didn't show up with all. So why is that advantageous, or why is that the process that you're using?
I don't know if it's advantageous or not. I mean, obviously it would be great if everything was done before we came, and that was surely an outlook of from a bigger picture. But to get all those things covered, but sometimes changes in music happen. Sometimes, we're not really fully realized with the sound system, the sound element of design that's on there that kind of interrupts some things. So we kind of experienced that very last production. It was still a work in progress coming into here.
Okay. So you really couldn't write it because it wasn't all those pieces weren't done.
It wasn't. Well, it's not that they weren't all done. It was they weren't all fit together. Plus, there was some things we knew that were going to be changed and taken out anyway. Okay. But everybody did their work, but it wasn't we weren't sure that this was the final production.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? So
okay, that makes sense.
There was a choice. Well, not a choice, it's just how it came as we put the show together, so that a lot of that stuff is happening here, now.
So you have your setup, and you can come in here in this nice air-conditioned quiet room, and you can spend some time each day working and writing.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I'm used to doing it like this. I've done it like this for years. You know,
I mean,
with the
you're
cadets.
such a veteran at this. You've done a long time. So there have been many spring trainings where you've done written drill while you're there. More than not?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Most of the time you're still writing?
Yes. And that may be unique to me. I don't know. I mean, it's just how we kind of go through some things. But, you know, the past place I was at, there was a lot of, you know, in the moment spur changes that was happening that didn't allow me to kind of, you know, really kind of get into the nitty gritty of writing some things because there was still things that were still being worked out, which is all good. I mean,
it's just the creative process.
Yeah, and we have a long-term outline of where things are going to be. Like, even though I didn't physically, you know, I'm working on sections, I know where they're going. I have an outline in my mind, and I know like what the props are going to do. I know where the core is going to be staged. I have an idea, an outline of how I'm going to write it. It's just a matter of getting it all tuned up.
So the big picture of how it maps out, basically how it's going to be staged.
And that's the last production. That's the last one. I mean, the beginning and you know, the second tune and stuff. We've had some of those things before coming in, and they were more on the, you know, finished and complete thoughts, and I was able to spend some time really structuring those. So, you know, we didn't come in with nothing.
No, of course not. No, I'm not inferring that. No, everybody's been working for a long time. No, I understand that. But it's interesting to me that, like, because of all those moving pieces, the concept developing on finding out what happens here, once things start, it makes sense to me that you maybe needed to wait in this instance, you know, in some instances.
Yeah, and me being here too, you know, with Rick and the other people, is advantageous because now we're working on a daily basis to push this further, and we can get a lot more done in a short amount of time than sometimes we do when we're home in between the camps and stuff.
So you have written for a lot of really high-profile groups. This is your second or third year with Crown?
This is my third year with Crown.
Third with Crown.
Yeah.
So do you find yourself writing drill differently for Crown than you did previously?
I would generally say no. I would like probably 80% of the time no. I kind of...
You write drill the way you write drill.
I think I write it. I think I have a point of view. I think I have a stylistic way that I do things, which is, you know, sometimes is... You don't want to change that because, you know, that's who you are.
You are, yeah, absolutely.
But you're always looking for different avenues to kind of expand that horizon to make, you know, some things work differently. I do know that I can say for sure that the collaboration with Rick these last 3 years has been different than I've experienced in the past, and something that I kind of look forward to working with. Like when I first was asked to come here from Jim Coates, I said, well, we need to get Rick to be involved. And I know our relationship has grown in spite of that, and I've kind of done it a little differently than I have done in the past.
You work with Rick in other places?
Yeah, I know Rick and I go back since 1996. He's helped me with Winter Guard, and we've done drum corps together. I brought him at the cadets a few times. We did the Magic of Orlando. I've taught with him at Lassiter High School, and you know, I work with him at Paramount now. So it's one of those things that we've had a long-standing relationship of kind of collaborating for the most part. Yeah. So that when I got this opportunity, you know, I wanted him to be here. Actually, I was trying to get him in that role at the cadets before I kind of stepped away from that project as well. But you know, I was fortunate enough that he was able to do this, and he's done a great job in organizing this whole thing. Like how he's kind of took it on the artistic director role and kind of really spearheaded how things are happening and trying to pull the vision together with all the writers and designers. He's done an excellent job. And I'm very proud of him because, you know, I know him for a really long time. And I'm super proud of what he does.
Well, and and it's what you guys have accomplished individually and separately, together and individually. It's very cool.
So it's been different for me. These last reviews, I've purposely it's been different collaboration because we haven't done drum corps at this level, you know, together, like in his role and me in my role. So I'm excited to do that with him.
Well, and great things have been happening. So I want to ask you some specific questions about this year's show.
Sure.
So I can't share that right now, but it will be on the next videos.
Hear the rest of this conversation after the 2019 season premiere. Find all videos from the 2019 DCI season at marchingartseducation.com. Find other interviews and videos from top DCI designers, instructors, and marchers, behind-the-scenes videos, interviews, and podcasts from winter camps, spring training, traveling during the season, and performances, all at marchingartseducation.com/DCI-2019. The Marching Roundtable is proud to be an official media partner of Drum Corps International.